Hello, you beautiful budget besties. Welcome back to Mrs. F's Finances. My name is Molly. My family and I are on a journey to become debt-free, and we're learning how to budget along the way. In today's video, it is all about reflecting and resetting. I haven't done a budget with me since April, the end of April, and so we are going to be going over June's budget, how everything went for the month, and then we're going to be setting up July's budget as well. If you are budgeting alongside me, grab your binder, your planner, or even just a notebook, and let's dive into the real numbers together. All right, so in the month of June, I'm going to turn this a little bit to the side and scoot you guys in so you can see. That way I can write and you can see what I'm doing at the same time. Our total income was $6,800.71. We have our bills first, and that was rent, water, internet, electric, insurance, and cell phones. Rent was $1,797. Water was $68.33. Internet was $100.27. This is a double payment since I really didn't get paid in the month of May, and so we are playing catch up. And then electric was $201.63, insurance $294.60, and that is with the third car added. Cell phones was $416.39, and that is actually the payment for May. The June payment is going to be tacked on to July, so you will be seeing that. And the reason why there's going to be not a full payment of $800 some odd in the month of July is because I called and yelled at them at AT&T. They had been charging us for a iPad that was supposed to have cell phone service that apparently has not had cell phone service since December of last year, and I was not made aware of this by my husband, because he had only been using it on Wi-Fi, and honestly I don't think that he even knew it himself until one day he was trying to use it not on Wi-Fi. And then they were also charging us double for protection plans that should have all been on one and not separate plans. So they refunded us back some money, and you'll see that when we get to the July bills. But for bills for the month of June, it was $2,878.22. And then we're going to add our debt. We have my teeth, credit card number 1, teeth again, my car, our loan, my husband's car, and the second credit card. So this was $132.96. I did not pay any towards the credit card number 1 this month, and I know that there's going to be late fees, and y'all are yelling at me, and I hear you through my cell phone right now. And so we had some car issues, and honestly, gas was a lot more than expected. We did a lot of eating out and getting snacks on the road, and all of the things that you typically do when you're not paying attention to your budget. Because I have been commuting every day, 6 hours, 3 hours each direction, working, school. I have not been home. I literally come home, feed my face half the time, and go straight to bed in hopes of needing not as much caffeine as the day before. And this last 2 months have been really difficult. And that's part of the reason why I have also been MIA, because I haven't had time to upload these videos, and I know that I'm making a lot of excuses right now, and I want you to hold me accountable because the struggle is real. Cars breaking down, spending more than expected, all of the things, and reverting back to really bad habits where my husband and I quite literally put our head in the sand and we're just like, if we have money in the bank account, it's fine. And we don't. So I digress. $132.96 again for teeth, $649 even for 2 car payments. Again, catching up from May because of not having a full paycheck. $171.39 for the loan, $342.18 for my husband's car, and $25 for credit card number 2. So for this section, $1,453.49. So this section comes to $4,331.71, leaving us $2,469 even. All right, now this next section, I'm gonna need you guys not to throw stones at me because there are so many better choices that we could have made. And I am fully and transparently aware of all of that. And I think that karma and higher powers, and I'm not one to get religious, are really telling my husband and I, you guys need to get it under wraps. You need to, 1, be grateful for what you have, and 2, your spending needs to get under control. Because literally within the last week, my car broke down so much so that it won't drive. Which, honestly, I was driving maybe 10,000 miles a year because I was working at home previously, and now I'm doing 10,000 miles a month. And it could just be like, you know what, hussy, we're not doing this. You're not going to make me work. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. Stop it. It could also be that it needs all of the updates and all of the maintenance, and it's all hitting at once. The other part of that is when my husband was like, no worries, we have 2 other cars. Here, drive my car. And as soon as I do that, not even 2 work days later, I end up with a flat tire on the highway. And for all these southern good old boys that don't stop when you see a lady changing her own tire on the highway, shame on you. I say that. I was perfectly capable, and I did very well changing my own tire. It's just, you saw a girl struggling, help a girl out. That's all I'm saying. But I did it just fine all by myself. So anyways, no stones, please. It's difficult enough. So, groceries, $717.95. Eating out, $441.31. Work snack from the gas station, on the way to work, on the way home from work, whichever, just to get me enough caffeine and through the week, quite honestly, $132.55. And then gas for the month was $849.59. Now, the eating out comes from picking something up on the way home because I don't feel like cooking. Work snacks is what it is. Gas is what it is. I'm literally driving, I think it's just under 200 miles one way to work. And do not get me wrong, I love my new job. It is absolutely the best job that I've ever had. I do not want to work anywhere else. It is by far everything that I have ever wanted to do. I am helping patrons with their genealogy research, and I am getting to research history and projects and pulling archives and helping PhD students find what they're looking for, and it's literally everything that I could hope for. And while I'm complaining about $850 a month in gas, I'm hoping that within the next couple months we are going to move to Southern Alabama. My daughter is going to be graduating high school early, and she is going to be staying with my in-laws that are here in Northern Alabama. And my husband is going to be transferring to Southern Alabama right along with me with his job as a corrections officer. And so this is going to be changing, not only because I'm now back in the habit of budgeting, but with moving closer, this is going to go down. So we're going to come up here to the next section, and this is not going to be sinking funds. This is going to be unplanned, but should have saved for. Because we should have saved for it, and we didn't. I didn't go over what the amount was $2,136.40, leaving us $332.60. So we're gonna put that up here, $332.60. All right, so we have subscriptions, business, home, haircuts, car maintenance, and my daughter's camp trip. We had to pay $10 for parking at the Atlanta airport, which is silly, but $99.77 went to subscriptions. $57.71 went to my business. I'm still hoping to open this up. I know that I really wanted to have it open in June, and it looks like it'll probably be closer to the middle of August before that happens, but there's still stuff that goes along with it, still has to be paid for. And then $1 for home. Haircuts was $38 for my husband. And then car maintenance, $151.11. And that was for a oil change for my car, some liquid that runs through the gas tank for the catalytic converter that clears it out, and a air filter. So that's what that went to. So this section was $357.39, and we are $24.79 in the hole. So that is the month of June, everything that we had to pay for. All right, so now that the June budget is reviewed, let's get into setting up the July budget. Right, so for my husband's pay, we are hoping for $3,600. My pay, $2,300. My husband has been doing overtime like a crazy madman, and we are hoping for $2,000 for the month. So total inflow, $7,900. The next section, we're going to go to our bills, and we have rent, water, internet, electric, insurance, and cell phones. Put something under here so you don't hear all the scratchy. All right, so rent gets paid on the 1st, 8th, 10th, 13th, 20th, and 22nd. $17.97 for rent. I'm gonna budget $67 for water, $50 for internet, $260 for electric, $280 for car insurance, and $656 for cell phones. This is that partial payment for the refund for the month of June, as well as the full payment for July. And this total is $3,106. And then we have our debt section. So my teeth, credit card number 1, the second teeth bill, my car loan, my husband's car, and credit card number 2. So this gets paid on the 1st, the 11th, the 15th, 16th, 17th, and 19th. 133, 30, 133, 317, 172, 343, and $25. That section totals $1,153 for a total of $4,259, leaving us $3,641. All right, $3,641 goes down to the next section, and we have groceries, eating out, gas, and unplanned. We're gonna do $700 here, nothing to eating out, $700 for gas, and $0 for unplanned. So this section totals $1,400, and that leaves $2,241. All right, so for this section, we're going to have some additional car maintenance. This is going to be for a oil change for my husband's car, 2 brand new tires for my husband's car, as well as the airflow sensor for my car. And hopefully we can get all of that for this amount here. So total $400. That leaves us $1,841. We're gonna go ahead and pay credit card number 1. Again, that payment that I held off in June, we're going to go ahead and pay that. So this is 30. And so that leaves us $18.11. Now we have that $25 that we were overdrawn. And then we also have a house down payment. My husband and I have been really talking about moving down south and whether or not we want to rent or own. And we don't want to move again. After this move, we are going to be empty nesters, and I have never owned a home, and my husband has never owned a home, and we are looking towards retirement. And I know that we are already hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and we're going to be adding to that debt, but our mortgage is going to be lower than what our rent currently is. We have put in an offer. It is contingent. Everything is getting set up, and because it is a FHA loan, we only have to have 3.5% down. And the sellers are going to pay all of the closing costs aside from that 3.5% down. So it is going to work out in our favor to buy a house. And it is going to be saving us money not only in groceries and gas, but also rent or mortgage. The town that we're moving to potentially is all of their utilities and everything is all on one. And our AT&T internet and cell phone service works in the new town. And so we are potentially buying a home. And so we do have to have another reason why my husband's been working a crazy amount of overtime is to be able to afford that down payment. And so it is $1,786 that we're going to be able to put towards the down payment for that home. So this comes out to $18.11, and that leaves us a zero-based budget. So now that we have the monthly budget set up, let's set up paycheck number 1. All right, so paycheck number 1 for my husband, $19.50. My pay, $1,300. His overtime, $500. And that comes out to be $3,750. We're gonna move on to our bills, $17.97, $67.50, and $2.60. So that is $2,174. We're going to add in our debt, $133.30, so $163 for this section. And that is $2,337, leaving us with $1,413 left over. We have groceries, eating out, gas and unplanned, $350, $0, $350, $0, so $700. And that leaves us $713 left over. Car maintenance, because that needs to be done ASAP, $400, hopefully. And that leaves us $313. We are going to go ahead and pay that overdraft, $25. And house down payment of $287. Giving us a zero-based budget for paycheck number 1. So, paycheck number 2, we get paid on the 1st and the 15th. Both my husband and I work for the state, so we both only have 2 paychecks every month. For this paycheck, $16.50 for my husband, $1,000 for me, and overtime for my husband, $1,500. So that is $4,150. Next we have our bills, insurance and cell phones. That's $280 and $656. That total $936. And our debt, second teeth bill, my car loan, my husband's car, and credit card number 2. $133, $317, $172, $343, and $25. That equals $990. So for the total of this section is $1,926, leaving us with $2,224 left over. All right, so again, $350, $0, and $3.50. So that's $700, leaving us $1,524. And $1,524 is going to go to the house down payment, giving us a zero-based budget. All right, everyone. So that is it for our June closeout and July setup. Thank you for budgeting with me. I hope this gave you some inspiration or encouragement to keep showing up for your finances. I know that it is a little messy with mine, or at least it feels a little messy. But that's what happens when you stick your head in the sand and you let things get out of hand. Don't keep up with it. Remember, it's not about being perfect. Clearly, I am not perfect. It's about being present and honest with where you are, so you can move forward with purpose. And that is what I hope to do moving forward. If you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love hearing how your budget journey is going. So let me know down in the comments what your biggest win or your lesson from this last month. Mine is don't stick your head in the sand. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.